just wanna keep it going, like the night is never over. From tonight until the morning, I just wanna get to know you. I just want to, baby, get to know you. If you want to, I just want to, baby, get to know you. I just want to, baby, get to know you. Get to know you.
Hey guys, it's sammygreen and welcome back to another video. Now today, you read the title, you know what we're doing. It's 50k subscribers. It's crazy. I don't know how this happened or why this happened. Thank you guys so much. It's just unbelievable. I don't know, it's crazy. I'm just a little kid that plays Minecraft in his bedroom all day. Like, it's incredible. So thank you guys so much. I honestly can't thank you enough. It's just crazy. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into this video. We're showing you guys how I make my montages. Now, this is something that has been requested a fair bit. And also that I made this poll here. What would you rather see? These are the results. So clearly montages beat thumbnails. The one that I actually won was my parents rethinking their life decisions. Basically all I do is, you know, I do Minecraft videos. Pretty easy. Anyway, how I make my montages. Now, as you might know, or probably you do know, montages are kind of the main selling point of my channel. I actually have made 30 freaking montages. If you've only seen one of them, it's probably the 𝘎𝙬𝙪 style one. Here it is here. Yeah, montages is what I'm kind of known for, so I thought why not show you guys how I do mine. So I'm going to go through pretty much the process that I go through when making a montage and just highlight pretty much everything you need to know if you're going to make a montage like I do. Which is crazy. I actually didn't think I'd be making this video ever in my life, but the world is crazy, right? So let's just say montage tutorial. I can voice crack, woo. So obviously I use Premiere Pro, clearly. I use this kind of layout thing. I edited it myself, basically. Up here I have effect controls, I got the project bin down here, I got the timeline here, the preview here, and then the effects panel on the side. Feel free to copy this. This is just something I whipped up by moving everything around. If you have no idea what's going on, still watch if you're interested. If not, click away. But if you're actually into editing, you know a little bit about Premiere, this is probably going to be a pretty helpful video for you if you're trying to make some montages. Now, a couple things I want to point out quickly before we start is that the most important part, other than the quality of your clips in montage making, is the song choice. It is so much more important than how good you are at editing, because if you get the right song, it'll make it so much easier for you. So for this one here, I'm using this song here, which is called Get to Know You. I found it on Monstercat. I got a Monstercat license for like $5 a month. It's a pretty good deal. It means I get to use Monstercat songs without any troubles in my YouTube videos. So that's the song I'm going to be using. Pretty much when you're looking for a song for a montage, look for something you can put a clutch or a kill to. So something with a hard, like really obvious beat at some point in it, whether it's a couple choruses or whatever. That's the main thing you want to go for. Now let me quickly just mess with the volume here so that it's not too loud while we're editing this. Alright, so I've played around with it a little bit. It's pretty much, I put it at negative 35 decibels so that it's not too loud while I'm trying to talk to you. But when I'm normally making a montage, I'll make it at pretty much around 0 so that it's a little bit loud, okay? I normally will turn it down though a little bit while I'm editing it. But it is important. One tip I can give you is that when you're actually exporting it, make sure it's really loud, because I would rather watch a montage that's way too loud than one that you can't hear when it's at full volume on YouTube. So that's a little tip as well. But let's get straight into how I kind of put the clips together and what I do. So I have this folder on my computer that's pretty much just full of all my clips. This is pretty much all my montage clips that I have here. Literally just put all in this folder. I use Shadowplay to record these clips by doing the instant replay option. And yeah, I pretty much just have all these clips, and then when I'm making a montage, I go into I make a new folder in my used clips folder, which will be called montage. So this one's tutorial, because I'm showing you how to do it. Then I have that open, and I also have my montage one open. I normally make this one a bit smaller. So I pretend this is on my second monitor. I would have it set up like this on my second monitor, so that if I wanted to use a clip, I just move it down into this one, and then I move it from there into Premiere Pro. And that's kind of how I run it, so that pretty much whenever a clip is used in here, it's in this folder instead of this one, meaning that when it's uploaded, I can just delete everything in here because they've already been used in a montage. So I'll go ahead and move these onto my second monitor like I normally would when making an actual montage. And then pretty much you'll just see me drag them on from the other side of the screen. That's pretty much all I'm doing. So the first thing I do when trying to decide what clips to use is I listen to the section of the song that I'm doing. So clearly at the moment I'm doing the start, so I'll just listen to that. So the first beat kind of comes in at 16 seconds, which means when I'm looking for a clip, I'll try to find one that's named where something cool will happen. You know, that kind of section of it. So, for example, for this one, I'll do here, really nice bed break and 2 finals. I might be able to fit it in so that all of that happens, and then on the last final kill, the beat will come in, because that's what I do. I try to find something that will match that part of the song, and then chuck that on the timeline and see how it goes. Now, you need to think, when making montages, it's all about trial and error, alright? It's never going to work the first time you try to do something. Now, another thing I should point out real quick is that you should probably lock this line here, because that is going to be your music. You don't really want to touch that at all during the video. So then I will obviously unlink the audio from the video, delete the audio. I don't want that there. Also, feel free to mute this track, because that's where the audio will go to automatically, just so it's not in the way. And pretty much then all you got is video and audio from the song. So yeah. Then obviously, as you can see here, this clip here starts at the beginning of a game. So what I would do now is pretty much, first of all, I think it's only 25 FPS, as you can see. So if that happens, just go up to sequence settings and change it to a 60 FPS, and it should then be a 60 FPS preview as well. One thing that I would normally do is I would go through in the clip and find where I want to sync something to. So as you can see here, this is the second final kill. Use the arrow key to kind of scrub right to where it happens, and press the M button, and as you can see, that adds a marker down here in the clip. And then I will go around in the song and listen to where I want that to be synced with. So right there. So then I put a marker without having anything highlighted, and it puts it in the actual project or the sequence. And then all you got to do is just trim that a little bit and then sync them up so that the markers are together. And then you should hopefully have something that looks like this. So as you can see, that kind of looked alright. I think the song came a little bit early. Which is an easy fix. All I got to do is just cut off a little bit of the start there, move it down, and it should hopefully link up. Now the video came a bit early, so it's really just trial and error. So I'd say there. So see how that marker's a little bit before that one now, and see where that links up. And that's perfect. So that's pretty much how I put a clip on the timeline. Now I might just continue this off and show you guys a little tip here and there when I do something cool. All right, another thing to mention is right at the start, obviously you got to have the dissolve in. Now there's two ways of doing that. You can decide when you want it to finish. So around there, when I'm about to fight that guy, probably around here, I can then add a marker up here in opacity right there. And that's where you want it to be 100% opacity. Then you can move it down to the start and put it on 0% opacity. And because there's the two markers here, it'll gradually go up to 100 to where I set it. That's one way of doing it, or you can literally, the easier way is just to go and grab the cross dissolve video transition, chuck it in the start, and then just drag it to where you want it to be. So that'll do the same thing. But if you want a little bit more control, the markers with opacity also works. So this here is my previous montage. Now another little thing that I do in montages that I would like to show you is at the end of a clip, when I get a kill on someone, I tend to slow it down a little bit so that this effect happens. So that little slowdown effect, it also happens at the end of this clip here. See that kind of like slowdown effect as the blood explosion happens? It's a nice little effect. It's another reason why blood explosion is probably the best Final Kill effect to use if you want to make montages. So here I'm going to show you how I do that, and pretty much all I do is I change down here to be a time remapping kind of thing instead of being opacity, and that means you can play around with it in here. There's actually a tutorial I use to learn how to do time remapping, and I'll link that in the description. It's all I use to learn how to do this, so I'll just brush over it now so that you can kind of get the idea. But if you want to actually learn how to do it properly, go down in the description, there's a tutorial on that. But how I would do it is I find when I'm about to kill him, right about there, I hold control and click, and that adds a little marker there. And then I go a little bit later around there, and then I will do the same thing, make a new marker. And then in between that, I can make it at 40% speed, which means it'll do this. Looks pretty dumb, but that's how it happens. And then you can drag these out, and as you see, it creates this little ramp here, or this little ramp effect next to it, just in there. So it kind of like drags out to it, so it looks like this. Little bit unnoticeable, but once I bring this together closer, I think if I move it around about there, that should give a nice effect. Maybe even bring it a little bit down in speed. So you just kind of play around with it like that, and then because it's lower FPS than 60 when it's slowed down, it's sometimes a nice idea. I cut the clip off so it's just the bit that's slowed down, and then make the interpolation optical flow. Now what optical flow does is it pretty much makes it look like it's 60 FPS even if it's not. Obviously it's a red bar, which means it's a little bit laggy, meaning that it's definitely a good idea to render this part of the montage before you try to play it, otherwise it will lag in your player. So if I can just quickly go up to render into out there, and all this is going to do is render out this clip here so that it doesn't lag. See, it's green now. So this is what that effect will look like in the end. Just like in my other montage. So that there is my first clip of the montage in. Now I need to find a nice part for for this clip of the montage to end. So I normally find a beat to try to end it on. So let's just listen. That beat there sounds nice. We'll see if it looks alright. Looks alright to me. Now what I'm going to do is, just like normal, I will listen to this part of the montage and see what I want to put in there. So I think we could fit a little clip in here, like a bit of a filler clip, one that's not really impressive, but just want to chuck in there, because the clip after that is probably going to be a really good clip, as this is what's going to happen. And I really want to save my good clips for that kind of the song where it's really the middle of the song, where it's the good stuff. So for this part here, let's just find a clip that's not the most impressive thing, but it should be cool enough. For example, I've got "Bed and Hot" 2v1 written here. We'll use that one, see what that looks like. So obviously we import that, unlink it, and get rid of the audio, and then we go to the end of it and see what actually happens here. So it looks like I basically just get the bed and then 2v1 them. Pretty much exactly what it says. Cut off that, ripple delete, and we'll see what it looks like in here. I really don't know what to do here because there's nothing exciting to put that last one on. So let me see, is there anything here? I guess I could put it there. So I'll put a marker there where the little beat happens, and then I'll find in the clip where I kill him right about there. Put a marker in there, and then I'll link them together. As you can see, it'll kind of gravitate to each other. Fill this up here and see what it looks like. Alright, now that part there's too long, so what I'm thinking is I can actually just cut it off to there and bring this one forward. Oh, never mind, it's not even long enough to go that far. Alright, I think we'll just do that and see what that looks like. Put it there. Yeah, that looks alright. Alright, and then that actually looks pretty good. Obviously I'll do the time remapping here as well. So there to there. Make it 40 or 20-ish speed. 30 I'll do. And then bring those like that and like that. Bring them together. See what effect that gives. I like that. Then I'll make the time interpolation optical flow of that one. Bring the in and the out there. To do that, I just press I here. So press I. And then press O, save it, and then render it into out, and that'll literally just render this part in, so it's all green, and we'll see what that looks like now. I think it's a nice effect. Now here I'm going to do because the song kind of slows down and starts back up again, I think this is where I'm going to do that kind of thing where I fade it out and then fade it back in. I did that in my previous montage here somewhere. So I did this kind of effect here. So you know how like the song kind of fades into itself? That's like kind of what we're going for here with this part. So if I pretty much go to the end here, make it on 0% opacity, like that, and then go to about here and make it 100%, so you'll see it'll fade out at those places if it doesn't lag. Now as you can see, Premiere is stuffing up on me. It's doing this. That's a glitch. We'll close it and reopen it. I've definitely had my fair share in Premiere Pro issues. We'll see if this one fixes itself. Awesome. No problem. It was just a bit of a lag glitch, so we'll see what that looks like now. See how that fades out? I like that. I can't really do much more because that's where the clip actually ends. I did not speak to you, Alexa.
Oops, I thought I heard my name.
Now I find my next clip. So this is where I'll listen to the song again. So that there is clearly where it drops there. So we definitely want to mark it there. We want something to happen there because it's going to be awesome. My idea is it's probably going to be a clutch. So pretty much as you can see, there's a little bit of lead up and then a clutch. So I'll try to find something that's hopefully a clutch, maybe after getting a bed or something like that. So here we have try hard 1v1 clutch then killed. We'll see what that looks like. I don't know if it's going to fit, but we will find out. Actually, I'll quickly show you guys what my second screen looks like right now. So this is what it looks like. I have it set up like this. So I would normally go cut whatever I want to use, paste it into this one, and then move it from this one over onto my other monitor to Premiere Pro. So that's how I normally do it, just so you guys get an idea of what my second monitor looks like while I'm doing this. Clearly you could do it without a second monitor. It would just be a little bit harder because you'd have to be alt-tabbing all the time with the different things all on the one screen. But that's kind of what the idea is. Now let's just throw this clip under here, unlink it, get rid of the audio track, scroll back to the end of it, and see what this clip is all about. Seems like I've already tried to use this in a montage before. I've already put a marker here, as you can see at the clutch, which is only going to make it easier for us. So I'll just cut that out there, make it go all the way to the end, and see I can link the clutch up right here with that easy as can be, and then see what it looks like. I like that. I would like to also... Far out, man.
According to WikiHow, be a good listener by making eye contact with the person that's talking to you.
Alexa,
Nod your...
stop. What the hell? So I like the clutch. It does well with the music, but I also want to link the kill up to something. So I might use speed remapping for that. Maybe that one there. So there. I want to link it up to here. But at the moment, it is there. That's an easy fix though. All I gotta do is just speed remap it a little bit. This comes with practice, so maybe if I speed it up a little bit there, and then a little bit there, move it down to about 40%. I might add another one, so I can always add two of them. I've done this before in another montage. I think I did it in my 1K style montage. I think I did a few of these in a row, which actually gave a really nice effect. So clearly I can just do this, and then I can move... Alright, so as you can see here, I've added a few ramps going up and down here, just so I can try to get it so that the kill matches up with the music. It's not easy sometimes, but you gotta do it, you gotta do this is what it looks like. I think that matches up quite nice with the beat I was going for. Right about there, yep, that'll do. So then I'll obviously go ahead and cut out all of the speed mapping parts and make all of that the optical flow so it still looks like it's 60 FPS. I don't actually know how that works, but I know that it works well. So then I'll go ahead and render the effects into out. Alright, now let's see what that turns out like. Nice, I like that. Now another thing I forgot to do is over here at the start of the clip, as you can see it fades out, but then it just comes back in. So I need to fade it back in. I'll use the opacity keyframes for that. So I'll just go to here. We'll go here, I think is a good place to bring it in at. So that means it'll be 100% opacity when it hits this mark here. So then I'll go over here and make it 0, meaning that it'll just gradually climb up to 100 and end up here at 100. And this is what it's gonna look like. I think that actually looks really good, so I'm going to save it real quick and then we can have a look at all of it together. I think that's really good. I actually like that so far, so let's see how far through we are in the song. About a third through, so I'm just going to literally continue doing all I've done so far. It's pretty much just a process of doing the same thing over and over. You listen to the music, you choose a clip that'll fit well, obviously that comes with practice, and then you sync it up so that the music matches the beats, so that the beats match what happens in the clip, and you got yourself a montage. It's pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it, and it's quite rewarding when it's finished. So I think for the rest of the montage, I'm just going to start making it. I'll speed it up into about 300% speed, so that you can kind of slow it down if you want to see everything I do, or you can just watch it speed up and then see the end result. Up to you, but I'll speed it up right here and just pretty much make the rest of the montage, and I might slow it down at some point, tell you some things that are happening. Otherwise, I'll just let it run. So yeah. Now I've just chucked this clip in to see if it works at all. It's far too long, it doesn't fit with the music, so I'll just literally get rid of it and use it in a different montage because it does not work here at all with the music. So it's literally trial and error, guys. It's just a matter of seeing if a clip works. If it doesn't, chuck it back out of the folder and give it another go. Alright, so here I've linked up the song so that it fits perfectly with the first kill. But as you saw there, I put a marker where I want the kill to finish. But it finishes like here. So I'm going to have to do some more speed remapping. My favorite thing to do. I actually hate doing it. But it does work. So we'll give it a go. We'll see what we can do. You got to right click, show clip keyframes, time mapping, and speed. And just, work at it. There you go. As you saw, that actually looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut it so that the time remaps are away from the rest of it, make them optical flow, because if anything looks less than 60 FPS, it just doesn't look that great. So I'm now going to quickly render selection into out, which will render all three of these clips. That one's just kind of in the middle, so it got lucky and managed to get rendered. But the other two will also get rendered. Alright, so they've been rendered out. Let's see what this clip looks like now inside the montage. I think that looks really good. I'm going to cut it off here. Obviously, we can go ahead and unlink these and get rid of all of the tracks that are not used. And we're ready to put our next clip in. So now I'm up to the part that's after the chorus. As you can see, this is still a chorus here. But you can hear how the song's a lot slower here than it is here, meaning the chorus is over, nothing exciting happening. It's time to put another filler clip in that isn't quite as good as the rest of them, but it's still a decent clip, that's why it's there. Alright, so I've finished putting a few more clips in. Let's see how we look. I think it looks pretty good, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and add the rest of the montage in as I have been, and so there we go, we're about halfway through now. Alright, so the montage is pretty much done. I just want to show you guys what I've done. So I've literally followed the same method the whole way through of just listening to the next part of the song, finding a clip that I think would match it, and then chunking it all together, using markers all the way through it. As you can see, markers are everywhere. So make sure that I get everything right on time with the audio. And that's pretty much the procedure. So we'll just watch it through and see what we've got. yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I honestly think that's an alright montage. It's definitely not my best, but I rushed it a little bit just so I could show you kind of the method of how I do it. Obviously, I'm lacking in clips too because I only have around 61 clips left, and they're all kind of the ones that I haven't used yet, which means they're kind of not that great because I obviously want to use the good ones first because, you know, I'm an excited little boy. Now, that's pretty much the procedure. That's how I do it. I just kind of use different clips every montage, different songs, mash it all together, see how it looks, and it's just a matter of that. That's kind of it. So yeah, that's kind of how I make montages. Thank you so much for 50k. Thank you for watching. This actually took over an hour to record, so it would be really appreciated if you did hit that thumbs up button, or even maybe subscribe, get me to 51k, you never know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.